Alright, everyone, what's up? It's your boy, Mr. Williams here. Gonna go over some more linear equations. Let's take a look at this problem. So, we got to make an equation whose graph is the line with slope 4 and y-intercept of 0, comma, negative 3. Well, this is just great. Half the work is done for us because we just learned about something called point slope form. Point slope form. That's that thing that looks like let's see, y minus y1 equals the slope times x minus x1, right? And the great thing about point slope form is that it is perfect for when you got a slope and a point. And look at that. That's what we got. A slope of 4 and a point 0, comma, negative 3. Like I said, pretty much work is done for us. So I'm just going to start plugging stuff in. We got y minus our y value of the point, which is negative 3, is equal to our slope of 4 times x minus x1, which is just 0. Okay, so can start simplifying. Y minus negative 3, that double negative becomes positive, so it becomes y plus 3. And x minus 0 is just x. 4 times x is 4x. So, all right, that's an equation, sure. That's a linear equation that will certainly have a slope of 4, and it will have a y-intercept of negative 3. But something peculiar happens when you look at the numbers, and you should see something kind of going on here. So I'm going to just move y by itself. By doing that, subtract 3 on both sides. And we get this equation, y is equal to 4x minus 3. Wow. Very cool. But hopefully some alarm bells are ringing. Our slope of 4 is just the coefficient of the x value. And at negative 3 on the end, well, is that's our y-intercept. Our y-intercept was negative 3, or 0, negative 3, but the important part of the y-intercept is the y value. So it turns out when we isolate y by itself on one-sided equal sign, we get this equation that easily identifies the slope we're using and the y-intercept we're using. And this is so special, it gets a special name. It's called slope-intercept form. So slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, probably the most famous way to write a linear equation. So again, that m is our slope, x is just our variable, b represents our y-intercept. This is just spectacular. So to see why it is so spectacular, let me show off something real quick. All right, we got this graph. I'm just gonna get rid of some of this stuff real quick. We don't really need it right now because we already got our answer. Easy peasy. Okay, so the reason why this slope intercept form is so nice is because, again, it tells us the slope and it tells us the y-intercept. My y-intercept is at negative 3. So that means if I'm trying to graph this line, look at the y-axis, go down 3. So 1, 2, 3. That's my y-intercept, that coordinate 0, comma, negative 3. Even though it's only negative 3 in our equation, remember that y-intercept in the original start of the problem was 0, negative 3. Exactly what our equation is telling us. And we also know as a slope of 4. Well, our slopes were fractions before, They were the fractions told us the how much our y value changes and how much the x value changes, but this is a whole number. So how do you deal with that? Well, I mean, every whole number is just a fraction, right? So, if it helps, when you see that 4x, you can just think of it as 4 over 1x. It's a little. I wouldn't write it like that all the time. I would just get used to seeing a whole number as like, okay, just go, you know, um, up 4 over 1 or whatever. But, 4 is the same thing as 4 over 1, and that gives me my change in the y value and the change in the x value. So what I mean by that is, I'm going to go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then to the right 1. And I can keep doing that. Up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. And I can even like make both of them negative. Negative 4 over negative 1 is still just positive 4. But that could also let me know, okay, go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and to the left 1. And that would still be a valid point. But really, to graph a line, just like you learn about in Euclidean geometry, the only thing you need to draw a line are 2 points on the line. Any 2 points has a unique line that goes through them. But whatever. So that line is going to look something like that, where it crosses all of those points that we just labeled. So this is the real beauty of slope-intercept form. It at a glance, it tells us all we need to know about how to graph these equations. It gives me the slope right away, and it gives me the y-intercept right away. You get the y-intercept, that's 1 point. Use the slope to get a second point, and then once you got 2 points, you can draw a line, and that line will be accurate. So again, this slope-intercept form is really I think it's like the king of linear equation forms. It gives you all the important information at a glance. So hopefully that makes sense. Next video, well, are we gonna use it? Not really, but we might use it later. But this is just a good overview of how it works, the usefulness of it, and all that. It's super simple to remember. So hopefully you got something out of that video. If not, just watch Khan Academy instead or something. All right, I'll talk to you later.